Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Monsters Game Day Podcast on SportsZone Chicago. I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles, and Monday Night Football should be a fun one, but you kind of feel like it's going to be you almost feel like it's going to be a rout, even though it is a divisional matchup. And I'm talking about the Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots. This isn't the matchup of old. Like, let's just say this isn't the matchup that we've seen for the past 20 years or so. The Bills are the dominant team this time around. The New England Patriots are they're headed in a new direction. I'll say that they're at a stopgap year. I feel like they just lost Tom Brady in the offseason. We know how Tom has been doing down in Tampa Bay. But I feel like the New England Patriots are this year is kind of a they did lose nine starters or nine just people players in general on that defense to start the year because they just chose to opt out with COVID and everything. So they do have something to look forward to next year. It's just when you look at the offense, you're kind of questioning where they're going to find success.
Yeah, it's not just go out and choose anybody and they work out anymore. Now everybody has to have a role. With Tom Brady being gone and Cam Newton's in, but is he going to be there next year? We don't know. I also read tonight that they may be not even playing the guys that normally start. They may be trying to get in some new talent and take a look and kind of see what they got moving forward, which I can't blame them at this point. The only thing I hope doesn't happen is I hope Buffalo doesn't rest anybody because then my DraftKings will be jacked. But I'm hoping New England can keep it close just for that reason.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they do sit somebody, it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be mad at him. And John Brown's out with COVID-19 anyway protocol, so it's going to be interesting. You never know. I mean, the first game was not that bad of a game the first time they played him around. So
the Pats have have a solid defense regardless of their record and. Now that we know they're out of the playoffs, we found that out 2 weeks ago, something like that. They've been out for like a week or so. But yeah, I wouldn't blame them if they did go ahead and put other guys in, new talent, young talent that they want to see if they could go ahead and bring back next year and they could contribute to a winning, hopefully for them, a winning team. But let's talk about the Buffalo Bills, man, because Buffalo winning the division for the first time since 1995. We know about the 4 Super Bowl losses, 4 in a row. All of them. Well, that last one probably wasn't a heartbreaker. I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, Dallas just steamrolled their ass in that last Super Bowl. But the first 3 were tight. You know what I'm saying? The first 3 were pretty good. But we know about that. We know about the Music City Miracle. We know about the downward spiral that they had, and then all of a sudden. A resurgence, and it started when they drafted Josh Allen, and I thought he was going to be a solid quarterback. I didn't know he was going to be this type of a player for the Buffalo Bills, and you could compare stat wise and you could compare physical skill wise. Man, I want to say a less athletic Cam. He's just big, strong, big arm, can run, can break tackles. You can't bring him down easy. And we've seen that multiple times on scrambles from Josh Allen, where he's broken off tackles from linebackers. You know what I'm saying? He's shaking them off and got continue to get yards after the contact. Josh Allen is honestly in my books. I think he might be. It's going to be a tight race for MVP, but I think he might be the guy to win it.
Yeah, they showed last night. They showed runners up for the MVP as to where most people had it. And I bet you couldn't guess who it was. It was Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. With that being said,
so this year, honestly, truthfully, I could see Aaron Rodgers over Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. I think that's what on everybody's radar.
Just because you see the Packers. If the Packers don't have Aaron, It's not the same team. I'm sorry.
No.
That you see out there. So yeah, I would. For me, I can understand why both of them are in the conversation. Don't get me wrong, but this year, if that's the case, if Josh Allen's in second, then it's got to be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you just probably looking at the stats they put up last night. I mean, Josh Allen's right there. I mean, he's right there. I mean, like literally right there. Like I think one of them has like 4,200. One of them has like 4,000, and I think Allen's either cracked 4,000 or he's like right at. But I mean,
he's right at literally. This is Josh Allen's stats, right? Actually, let me go ahead and bring it over here.
But yeah, I mean, just so while you bring that up, I mean, his touchdowns to interception ratio is pretty damn good. He's got the rushing TDs that's almost tied, or maybe he might even tie or beat Cam Newton's record today, depending on how he goes off.
Yeah, so we got his passing completions 351 to 511 attempts for a 68.7 completion percentage, and then we have him at exactly 4,000 yards, 4,000, 30 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. I'm looking for his rushing touchdowns.
I think he's right around 30 or 32 because I think Cam's record was like 34 or something like that. So I think he's pretty damn close. I mean,
Cam had in his MVP season. Cam had 50 touchdowns
rushing
overall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say like he's pretty damn close either way. I mean, like he's right there. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Josh Allen deserves it more because I mean, you look at, I don't know. To me, it's a toss up between Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers, and I'll tell you why. They're both similar, minus the running game. Aaron Rodgers has one receiver really, Devontae Adams. Right. Josh Allen, you could argue, has one big receiver, Stephon Diggs. I mean, you could pepper in there, Cole Beasley or somebody like that. But the thing that also makes me put Josh up there is the lack of the running game in Buffalo. That it's just something else that he has to do that some of these other guys aren't doing.
It's all Josh Allen, like you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going ahead and bring up Aaron Rodgers' stats. He's 70% completions, 4,059 yards, 44 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. Man, I mean, it's like I said, it's hard. It's hard to argue against Aaron. Let me go ahead and bring up Pat Mahomes. It's hard to argue against Aaron, but if you are going to make an argument, I mean, Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen are two solid cases, especially for the teams that they. I mean, not necessarily Pat Mahomes, but for Josh Allen, how his team's assembled, you could look at him like, man, it's all Josh Allen right here, pretty much carrying you. Mm-hmm. And then we got, Pat Mahomes, 66% completion, 4,740 yards, 38 touchdowns, 6 picks. It's gonna be a tight race.
I mean, that's the thing with Mahomes is like, you got 3 or 4 guys that all run under a 4.40, and that's why he has the extra 700 yards than everybody else, because anybody can catch the ball and take it to the house on any given pass. It just that's what speed does for you. It creates the separation. It puts those big stat numbers up for you. And that's why to me, I think either Aaron or Josh deserves it more, just because they are basically doing it all themselves. I mean, Green Bay has a little bit better. Actually, a lot better running game than Buffalo, but it's still without either of these teams go nowhere without their quarterback.
No, I believe it. I believe it. For me in this game, and I want to go ahead and wrap things up because I just ran into the house. And I'm starving and I need some food. For me, right now I feel like it's all Buffalo. It's all Buffalo.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, this game.
It's all Josh and Buffalo. That's right, Ben. For me, this game's going to be all Buffalo. I got it. Man, honestly, I have it pretty bad. I got it like 36 to like 16.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely go that way. Like I said, if New England does go the route of, putting in some new guys and just seeing what they got, for next season, then yeah, it's going to get out of control and it's going to be ugly. And then it's going to suck for me because then Buffalo's probably going to sit a bunch of their players that I don't need to be sat. But if everybody stays in, like I said, the last game was a good game. I mean, it wasn't like a slaughter by any means. So if they can duplicate that and Bill decides to say, hey, we're going to play our starters anyway, then I don't know. I mean, I could see it being a slaughter like what you're predicting, and then I'm going to put it I'll go 28-17.
28-17. Okay.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Ben says, I think Bill's really trying to win this game. I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, I would like you were talking about, Luke. We could see him putting in some guys to say, hey, man, what can you do? You know, show me right now in these last 2 games. Because contracts are on the line.
Yeah,
you know,
it's an interview.
Like for anybody wondering why they even play the rest of the season, it's because your contract's on the line, bro. Some of these guys, some of these contracts could be just waived and you're gone. Some of these players could be cut. They're not. That's the money is top heavy. You know what I'm saying? It's top heavy. These other guys that contribute to the team aren't necessarily getting paid. The big bucks aren't necessarily superstars, so they're expendable, if you will. That's just the nature of the beast. I could see them doing that, but like you said, Luke, a big rivalry game. Buffalo just took the division. Your team needs something to spark them going into next season. And if you if you could mount an upset here, who knows? Who knows where that could carry you? We've seen this happen with teams. We've heard stories of teams that end up making runs, sometimes Super Bowl runs. The previous year had a chip on their shoulder from another team that gave them shit, or from a situation that brought them out of the slump that they were in. It's just a matter of what type of team you are. For me, I feel like I think the Patriots can muster up a fight. I just don't think they have the momentum or right now the talent. And we also know that Stephon Gilmore is out. I don't believe he's playing. And let me go ahead and look up the inactives. But like I said, Luke, I just don't think that they have it tonight.
No, I mean, like I said, it's nobody really knows what's going to happen with New England. I mean, it's the Cam Newton project could possibly be over. Edelman is on injured reserve. I don't even know if he, really wants to come back to a team that isn't going to go anywhere after, winning however many Super Bowls he won with Brady. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes, maybe throughout the coaching ranks as well. I mean, we may see some people leave New England and just leave Bill on an island up there, So, and then they're going to have to, rebuild. I mean, that's the one thing that sucks about it is, when you have players like Tom Brady and they go and you're left with nothing in the tank. It's just like, okay, well, where do we start? I mean, the one good thing you could say is, for the longest time, all they had to do was draft linemen to protect Tom Brady. So maybe you start there and evaluate that line. And because I mean that's your first line of attack right there. I mean that's where it all starts. So you want to definitely have that established. If you do bring in another quarterback, and maybe if you bring in a young guy too, maybe it's Stidham. Who knows?
I don't think it's Stidham. I think that right now they're and we know how like New England is. They could go ahead and just straight up offense. They could really just do whatever Bill wants them to do, and I could see something where they just goes heavy offensive line in next year's draft. But I could also see them trying to draft a quarterback. Like they got lucky with Tom. Let's be real, they got lucky with Tom. It was a fluke. Drew Bledsoe.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, the 6th round pick out of Michigan just decides he wants to be the greatest of all time. Like there's nobody. You can't write that script. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just shit happens that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that hit on Bledsoe.
Now we're actually going to see New England's ability, like if they have, what type of talent evaluation you have at drafting quarterbacks. Because I mean, what they have Garoppolo, but Garoppolo is kind of, who look at your backups. Look at the backups that you have behind Tom. Which one of them did you really feel comfortable? I mean, truly, without you had the talent around them because it was still Tom's team most of the time. I'm talking about like a Matt Castle, whenever it was either garbage time or Tom was out. You had these guys find success because the team was built around them. Now you don't have a team built around the guy. And we're talking about, you need to fix multiple positions. But like I said, they're going to have some guys come back. You're going to have some guys come back, but you still want to build because you went from a dynasty for about 20 years.
To a dumpster.
I don't want to call it a dumpster. But
yeah, they're not that bad.
If you're neglected or and I doubt Bill's done. If you don't make the right decisions, you could find yourself in a very, very different position if you're New England. I just feel like they're too smart up there to allow that to happen. They understand how to build a winning program. I mean, they kept it winning. They kept it winning. And even when they weren't winning Super Bowls, because for about 10 years they didn't win the Super Bowl, right? They just kept winning. They just kept that going. They kept the thing going. You got to give them credit. They kept finding guys that could get the most out of each and every one of their players. And we're talking about guys that are old, guys that were young. They would find any guy get guys off the street and get the best they could out of that player throughout their time, throughout this dynasty that past 20 years or so. Will it continue? Is this just a blip? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about the New England Patriots. I feel like they're at a crossroads where they could either, hey man, we're going to go ahead and sacrifice the next year or so and understand that where we're building to, or they can try to go ahead and just rebound with the players that they got that they're getting back, and some new players that they probably will add in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting to see what they do up there. I mean it's going to be real interesting. I mean, like you're talking about with Tom Brady, if that hit on Drew Brees is 3 inches or 2 inches, 4 inches to the left or the right, he doesn't suffer that crazy injury, and we may have never even seen Tom Brady play. Yeah. So that's a crazy story to think about right there. But then also what I could see pertaining to Bill Belichick is I could see him maybe getting this team right, or at least back to better than they were this year, and then maybe going to another team that's an up and comer. Maybe somebody like it would be crazy to see, but I would love it if like maybe he goes down to like a Miami or some other team that's just like on coming up. That's getting just now starting to bud. So it'll be interesting. I mean, and how comfortable is he up there? That's the other thing. Is we'll see where his comfort level is. I mean, he may just say, "Screw it, I'm done. Like it's over," and that's what Bernard's saying. So I mean, if Bill throws in the towel, man, it's wide open up there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he wants to. I think that Tom Brady thing is real. I think Bill wants to win without Tom. I think because he let's be real, he hasn't won without Tom. He hasn't won the Super Bowl without Tom. You put together great team defenses, just great team adjustments, and some of your Super Bowl runs. But man, we're talking about possible scratch. I mean, we're talking about them. Hey, we're redoing this whole thing. I mean, not the entire thing, but we're redoing a majority of this team, and we're going to try to find, try to go that way, go young and build from there, build from the line out.
Yeah, there's not a lot of. I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago about teams that just managed to always find themselves making the right moves and be in the playoffs. And with the team we were talking about the most was the Steelers. It's rare that teams are able to pull off that feat. And this Patriots thing is all because of one player. It's not like they had a mass exodus. I mean, this is literally one player changed the whole dynamic of that whole organization. So it's going to be interesting if he does rebuild it and he is able to win with Tom. Then good for him, and vice versa. If Tom's able to win without Belichick, good. And you know why I like that little stat right there. He plays for my team. So, hey, if he can win one without Bill, all right, let's do it, Tom. But, it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, like I said, this offseason this year to me is going to be one of the most interesting offseasons in a long time, just with all the different stuff that's going on, people moving. It's going to be a lot of new coaches maybe popping in. A lot of people maybe getting let go as coaches. So players coming back from, some of the guys that opted out for COVID will be back on teams next year. And and then we got the draft. So, I mean, there's going to be a whole lot of stuff to keep an eye on in the offseason.
That's no doubt. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here for real this time. I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. We will see you guys at the half of Bills and Patriots. Hopefully it's a good game, but I feel like it's going to be an ass whooping given out by the Buffalo Bills. But we'll see. All right, guys. Until then, peace.
Peace.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
I just heard my favorite band is in town. I'd love to get good seats, but everywhere I've looked, the ticket sites have crazy service fees.
Haven't you heard of TixBlitz?
Who?
TixBlitz. They don't gouge you with crazy fees. The price they advertise is the price you pay, plus a small delivery fee.
Never pay service fees again. Go to TixBlitz.com today. TixBlitz.com. Guaranteed seats, low prices. That's TixBlitz.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.